Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Jack, the official entertainment partner of the Cleveland Browns. Nathan Zegura, very happy to be joined for a CBD exclusive one-on-one with Browns head coach Hue Jackson. Coach, thank you for being with us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Well, Coach, obviously it's the start of a new season. It begins in full tomorrow, but today everybody reporting here. What do you look forward to getting to say to the 2018 Cleveland Browns when you have that big meeting later tonight?
Let's move forward. I mean, we're really excited as a staff, and I think even as a football team, to really get out on the field and get to work, to build the chemistry, to go through the grind together, to get ready for the 2018 season.
How has this offseason, and I'll even talk about the period from the end of minicamp to the start of training camp, been different for you now that you're in that CEO role as opposed to having to probably sit there and go through pages and pages of plays, et cetera?
Well, you just said it. I think I didn't spend a lot of time writing scripts or making sure that certain guys touch the ball and do those things like I normally would getting ready for training camp. So that was different, but my mind was still constantly on it. How can I continue to find ways to put our coaches in position, which means putting our players also in position to be successful?
All right, Coach, as we talk about moving forward, I'm sure that, you have a lot of people here in camp. We know somebody who isn't here in camp, and we're going to focus on the people that are. But just quickly to get it out of the way, with Josh Gordon, is the expectation that is a matter of if, or is it a matter of when he returns to the Cleveland Browns?
I think it's when. That's what I know, and I feel good about it. And again, like as we've said, we're going to respect his privacy,
Sure.
But hopefully we get this young man back. Tremendous football player. Love to have him be a part of what we're doing, and we'll welcome him when he gets back.
Now, in your press conference earlier today, you were asked who are the starting 2 wide receivers now, but we all know the NFL is a sub game.
Right.
So when you go to 3 wide receivers, who are you looking at as your first 3 out?
Well, I know 2 for sure. I think right now Jarvis, Landry, and Coleman will be the first 2 guys to step out there. I think how we play in a sub, we have different people that we can put out there. It could be David Njoku, it could be Seth DeVal, it could be Callaway, it could be it could be Rashard Higgins. There's a lot of different ways that we can go. So I'm excited that we do have some answers, but we haven't yet to determine who that particular guy will be. We need to do that in practice.
How difficult would it be now with the news, Ricardo Lewis also being out? So you're down 2 receivers you thought were going to come in. We know receivers are running all day long. How important is it to get somebody in, and how quickly, if it is a veteran guy like Dez Bryant, who was mentioned earlier today, how quickly can he be brought up to speed?
I think he can be brought up to speed fast, regardless of who it is. I think we have a system that's pretty friendly that way. It's really concept-based, and so, again, Todd's done a great job that way. I feel comfortable with the guys we have now, but I know John, he's going to always be looking to get our football team better.
One of the things that was so apparent watching this team last year, and John Dorsey talked about it in your press conference earlier, was how hard the guys played for you. And do you find now, as kind of in your CEO role, you have even more time to relate to the players, motivate the players, and are you enjoying kind of that aspect of it?
Absolutely. It's different for me. I'm sure I'll enjoy it more as I go because it's new. Anytime something's new, you kind of want to revert back. But I've really did a good job of conditioning myself, of understanding what the goal is now for me. And as I said, it's about organizational wins. It's not about personal wins anymore. It's not about making sure you come up with the right game plan to go defeat a team. I got somebody in place that can do that, where I can assist and help. It's really now about getting this football team playing with the identity that I see through my vision. And I think we're going to get there.
And what's that relationship with Todd Haley been like?
Oh, it's been great. Obviously Todd is coming over from Pittsburgh, where he's had a lot of success. He's had a lot of success everywhere he's been. So, again, I respect that. But at the same time, he respects that there's things that I like to see and that I know, and he takes those into consideration, and he's done a great job that way.
When you think about game 1 being Pittsburgh, I would imagine we are quite motivated on that. How do you, especially I'm sure Todd is as well, how do you kind of balance preparation for camp, preparation for the preseason, and knowing that, listen, what actually matters is September 9th at First Energy Stadium, and start to sprinkle maybe some things in there that will help you guys get ready for the Steelers?
Well, absolutely. That's a part of it. The most important thing that we have to do now is get our team prepared for training camp, and to evaluate our football team, to find out who are going to be the 53 guys that we keep on our team. And I think that's most important, while also making sure that we have our eye towards the first regular season game, because we need to get off to a fast start. So I think you said it best. There's some things that we need to continue to work through as we go through training camp, but also our thought process is how can we be ready for the opener here at home.
And one of the guys you brought in to help you with winning comes off of a Super Bowl win, Michael Kendricks. We're going to get our first look at him on Thursday. How excited are you to see him and that whole linebacking core healthy and out there?
Very, because I think he's a tremendous football player, and I love his demeanor and how he plays the game and how he talks about the game. I'm just excited to watch him work.
When you saw these guys come in and you think about the locker room and you think about how young this team has been, but you signed a lot of guys who are still young but are all second contract guys. 15 veterans have come in here. Mm-hmm. How different is the locker room? 'Cause I know it changes every year, but how different is it with this group?
Well, I think you said it. It's way different. We're not the youngest group in the league right now. I think we have a really good blend of young players and some veteran players, and I think that's how you really start to build a really good team. And again, I give that credit to John and the personnel staff and obviously Dee and Jimmy for allowing us to change the face a little bit of this football team as we move forward.
We talked about the veterans, the rookies as well. Your whole class signed, Denzel signing today, mm-hmm. Baker yesterday. How nice is it for you to not have to worry about any of that stuff and just move full speed ahead with these guys?
Absolutely. You want them to be in the first night meeting that you have. You want them to be in all the meetings that start today, and that's, again, that's a credit to our personnel staff for getting that done. Obviously coming to those agreements and starting off on the right foot is so important.
When you see guys like Tyrod Taylor, Jarvis, Landry, who were traded for in the offseason, they're making a lot of money on this team. One's your starting quarterback, the other your star receiver. When you see them working out and organizing these things and getting people to go either down to Miami earlier in the year mm-hmm. or out to L.A., what does that say to you as the head coach?
That's what pros do. It says to me that our guys it's important to them. It's not just lip service, that they're taking the time to hone their craft and their skills and get better with each other, because I think we all know the chemistry piece will be just as important. Obviously Tyrod's never played in a real game with Jarvis and vice versa, and there's several other guys that way. So that chemistry and spending time together is so, so important.
When you look and have gone back as you prepare for training camp, has there been anybody that from the first portion of the offseason really surprised you you're slating for, hey, this guy has shown me he's ready to take that next step?
There's quite a few guys. There's a lot of guys that I could name, so I want to leave it to just our team. I'm really looking for a football team to take a leap. I think it's time. I think we've added talent. I think we have a quarterback if we can rally around. I think we have a young, talented quarterback. I think we have some young players that are very talented at some really important positions, a la Myles Garrett. And I think what we need to do is take that leap, and I think it's time to do that.
How excited are you? I think Saturday's the first padded practice. Is that right?
Absolutely.
How excited are you for that?
I'm very excited about watching our guys. That's football. As you know, for the first 2 days, because of the rules, you can't put on the pads. But day 3, the first chance we get, we're going to put them on because we got to find out about our football team.
Are the sirens coming back this year? We're going to have those live periods.
They are definitely coming back. That's the only way to get better as a team. You have to practice football the way it's played, and you got to take people to the ground, and we're going to do that.
Coach, I know that you've had to deal with a lot in your personal life this offseason, mm-hmm. as well as obviously dealing with this football team. How is the Hue Jackson who sits here before me right now different than the guy from a year, 2, maybe 5 years ago?
Well, much different in that I understand where we are. I know the people that I'm working with each and every day. I think we have the same vision for what we want our team to be. I think I understand the organization from top to bottom and what we want to accomplish. And then probably more so than that, our fans. I think our fans really want to see something better, and they deserve to see something better. And I know about that, and I think about that every day. And
I know you do.
And that's what we're going to try to give them.
Coach, before I wrap this up, I just want to congratulate you on the opening of your shelter with the Hue Jackson Foundation along with the Salvation Army that happened last week. Congratulations on that, doing great stuff in the community, and just give you a little opportunity to talk about why that was so important to you. And listen, when you give $250,000 to a cause, that is not just saying, hey, this is important to me. That is really putting something serious behind it and significant. And I certainly want to thank you on behalf of everybody in Cleveland for what you're doing for human trafficking.
Well, thank you. I think human trafficking is something that's very devastating to families. And obviously, the state has been an issue in the state. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. My family's very passionate about. I wanted to provide a place and make an impact and give these ladies a safe place to go where they could do everything they can to get better and get back in the mainstream of life and become what they want to become. And I've seen it firsthand and understand the pitfalls and the downs and the ups. And I know that if they can get to a place where they can be safe and get the help that they need, that they have a chance to move forward in their lives. So it was a huge day on the 17th, and we're looking forward to doing many more great things in the future.
We certainly are. And, Coach, thank you so much for the time. And now I'm excited to see you do great things on Sundays this fall with the 2018 Cleveland Browns. Get the winning you deserve, this team deserves, the organization, and most importantly, the fans deserve.
Thank you so much.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us.